Hello everyone, welcome to Fancon Day 1. My name is Megan and today we are going to make a DIY lightsaber. For all of our written instructions, like this, just go to ahml.info/fancon. There you will also find our list of events coming up, presenters, artists. There's a lot going on. Just check it out. So, if you were able to pick up crafts at the library, you should have half of a pool noodle and some construction paper. If you were unable to, no worries. If you have your own pool noodle at home, just cut it in half. Or if you don't have one, totally fine. You can use a wrapping paper roll or a paper towel roll or something like that. Just get creative with it. So, something that you do need is a marker or a Sharpie. This is your lightsaber. You can do it however you want to do it. We also have suggestions on our written ones if you want to do, Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker, Mace Windu, they're all there. Take a look. So the one that I'm going to do is I'm going to do Luke Skywalker. So for his, it starts out with 3 lines across the top. So I'm just going to go for it with my Sharpie. If you feel like you need something to outline, feel free to use a pencil or something that you can erase, just so that you can get those straight lines. Like mine's just a little bit jagged, but that's okay. I'm fine with it. I'm just gonna make my line a little bit thicker here to cover that up. There we go, and then color it in. And there is our first line. So I'm gonna do the same thing 2 more times. All right, so I have my top 3 lines here. And now Luke also has 2 rectangles down the bottom part of his hilt. So I'm gonna draw those as well. And 1, here we go. We're just doing it like we did with the top. We're just going for it. So here is my first one. It in. And again, my edge is a little off, so I'm gonna thicken it just a little bit. Get my line just a little bit straighter. There we go. And then we're gonna do one more exactly like that. We'll make that one a little bit thicker. There we go. Just like I wanted it to be. Once you have your design done, now we're going to actually assemble your lightsaber. So, are we ready? All right, so you can use glue or tape, whichever you have handy or whichever you feel more comfortable with. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your construction paper and line it up with the bottom of your pool noodle, and then you're just gonna roll it all the way around. And if your paper's a little bit thicker, that's totally cool. You might just have to roll it a little bit harder than if it was thinner paper. So we're gonna do that. And so I do have some overlap on mine. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll from the other side. I'm not gonna cut, but you can if you want to. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Let's start on this side and roll. So this is what it's going to look like when it's completed. And I did a pre-roll just so that my paper starts getting used to it, because it is a little bit thicker, so that it starts to be like, hey, let's curve. But I do have some tape. So I'm gonna use some tape to actually make it stay this time. Nothing is worse than your lightsaber falling apart in the middle of training. That's embarrassing. So, got some tape. I just did a little loop and I'm gonna tape it here. If you feel like your tape is not very strong, go more tape. Do more of it. Do what you gotta do to keep it together. But I'm gonna do 3 on the edge right here where I'm gonna start my roll. So this is gonna be where the start of it is. Oops, man, that's sticky tape. Was not prepared for that. But here we go. Again, lining it up with the edge of my pool noodle. And you can do tape sporadically around it if you're a little bit worried and want to extra reinforcement. So I'm gonna add a little tape into the middle. Here, I'll show you what I'm doing. So I'm gonna add a little bit of tape right here, just so that there's some support on the middle of this roll. Boop. And then we'll do one more. There we go. And then we're gonna keep rolling, keep rolling, keep rolling, keep rolling. Almost there. Okay, and then now at the end, we're gonna tape as well. Doop. And I'm doing 3. If you feel comfortable with just 2, that's fine. Or if you want more, that's also fine. Or if you're a glue person, you know what you do. You got it. Okay, so now I'm gonna roll this up, and then I'm gonna hold it just a little bit because my paper is thicker, so it doesn't like being a curve quite yet, but there it is. And now I'm ready for Jedi training. So there is another option, which I will show you. And I'm gonna pretend that this is a new pool noodle, and I'll show you on this side. So if you don't have construction paper, that's totally fine because you might have duct tape. So if you have silver duct tape or whatever color duct tape, we're gonna use that. So I got it here, and I'm just like with the construction paper, I'm gonna line it up with the bottom, and I'm gonna do mine in strips. So I'm gonna lay that flat here, and then, oops, there we go. I'm gonna roll it all the way around. Boop. And then when I get to my end, I'm gonna rip it off, flatten that rip down, and then start with my next layer. So you can do it where you just wind it all the way up. I just find that it lays a little bit better if you do it in strips rather than all in one go. Rip it off. Da-na. And you just keep doing that, and then ta-da! So I did several up as high as I wanted to. If you want yours higher, go for it. If you want yours shorter, it's your lightsaber. You do what you gotta do. So I wrap mine first, and then I go in with my marker. And I started filling it in just a little bit. I'm gonna fill it all the way in, so this one is gonna have a different design than the Luke Skywalker one. With the duct tape, it's easier if you use marker rather than color pencil or crayon. It just shows up better. It's also a lot slicker to color on the duct tape. You wanna be careful. So if you are using marker on here, you wanna be careful because the marker doesn't quite dry as fast on the duct tape that it does on the construction paper. So, well, you can't see it now, but it might come up just a little bit on your hands. So after you're done with this craft, if you have any marker on your hands, just go wash it off. Doop, doop. And ta-da! Now I am ready for my Jedi training. Thank you very much, and until tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow.